Welcome in, Capricorns. Welcome to Andy Chats and Tarot. Let's get to this. Cappies. Okay, here we go. Remember, not everything's going to resonate. Take what does, leave the rest. Take what helps you to help yourself, leave the rest. Remembering, first and foremost, you're in charge of what you let in and what you don't. Okay, here we go. Please do like this channel. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. Comment below. Cappies, here we go. Something about... We'll get to it. We'll get to it. What are we talking about here? King of Swords. Good with words. Good communicator. Also very strategic, this energy. The Fool. Yeah, getting ready to take a leap. I'm also sensing this. You're good at switching it up, being who you need to be, being in your own corner, being who you need to be. Yeah, being in your own corner. You can be anything. You have good faith in self, or keep working on that. Okay, this is not like some of you think, oh, that is just such hooey. It's not hooey. Belief in self is very, that can make or break you. Okay, here we go. Yeah, there's something about kind of an underdog vibe I'm getting, but like you're gathering in strength in numbers here, and you're going after like a big dog or something, lovers. But I feel like very balanced energy here. Or you're going after the idea of strength in numbers, and I don't need to be the lone wolf. Something like that too is hitting. Something about fishing and the importance of giving youth opportunities. A lot going on. I think there's just a lot on your mind. As per usual, Cappies. Okay, 5 of Wands in the reverse. Yeah, a lot on your mind about what you want to accomplish. I feel like the to-do list is getting like real deep now. You know, it's not like wash the windows, wash the car, weed the yard. It's, yeah, what makes a difference in this world, and how am I going to get involved in that? Or how am I going to start this? Entrepreneurial vibes. Very Cappy. Okay. Yeah, manning your ship, captaining your ship, and something about either you've been doing a lot of swimming and there's like swimmer's ear, or like an echo in your ear. What else? Yeah, you're very much thinking about how you contribute to the next generation. What is your legacy? What do you hand over to them? Monetarily, dreams, advice. How do you do this? Be bold. You've always been bold in life, and now you're really thinking about what's the lasting effect here? What do I want it to be? Big stuff, Cappy. 10 of Wands in the reverse. I think you're in a phase right now where there's not a lot of burdens, and before there were so many burdens, and it was so time consuming. And now you're really having some time to kind of think about the big questions, the big stuff. More specifically, the big stuff is 9 of Wands coming out here. Yeah, this can be kind of a draining feeling, and tucked in with it was the Devil. What's drained you before, I feel like this is past energy, or fairly new, but you're turning a corner. Toxicity, obsessions, what's really drained you. And I feel like you're now more, the energy is more helping others, helping youth. That's big. Helping youth to grow, help them find their happiness. Definitely mentorship here. Based on your faith that allowed you to hang up some of this toxicity that you had to deal with. You don't want others to have to. Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. Yeah, the toxicity, the bad karma, the judgment that you've placed on your life in that regard, and others that you've had to deal with, the judgment that you've placed there. Smoother roads for the young that you're in charge of. You want them to have smoother roads, Chariot, more effective roads, paths that... I do see the lone wolf coming out again. You don't want that for them so much as blossoming, and lots of ideas and lots of opportunities and lots of creativity and lots of beauty, and less barren, alone. Maybe you've had to go through that. This is what's on your mind these days, Cappy. What's in your heart? Your heart is on your sleeve, and you don't know. If you do have this, I was going to say you don't normally have this. If you do have it, you don't show it. Your 10 of Cups is this topic right now. What are you going to give to others? What is your legacy? How can you make their lives easier? We're talking young kids, right? Probably your kids. If not your kids, then children you find to be like an energy of, these are my kids, I care deeply for them. 6 of Wands, wanting them to have all the opportunities in the world, all the opportunities. Led by you, yeah. Just a pinch of wildness and freedom, and then, a pinch of alone time and good social, just like, I feel like you're putting together the recipe here for them. How you would have liked the recipe to have been made available to you. And it wasn't, and you had to learn the hard way, and it was rough. The balance that you have found through trial and error, through challenges. Yeah. Emotional, maybe have a hard time putting it into words. Hopefully this read helps you do that. Yeah. You're like an angel to the youth. You want to be the angel to them that maybe you never got. But you know the recipe here. You're like, have this not all be in vain. These tough times, I want to give my wisdom and knowledge to the youth so they don't have to learn the way I did. They don't have to learn the hard way. 4 of Pentacles, building their foundation, helping them build their foundation. Spirit is saying no, that there will be times they'll have to learn by themselves. You can't protect them from everything. This is a very hard concept for you to take on, because you're like, no, I think of everything to combat it for them. But know that there will be a few things that Spirit will want them to learn on their own. But I think overall, Spirit and the divine, who you call the divine, very...
Things at work don't always work. But with Easy Cater, the food...
Very much in your corner here, applauding you. I've had this interruption all reads. So apologies, but I feel like Spirit very much in your corner and applauding you for this, because it wasn't done for you, and then you have the grace and the wisdom and the knowledge and the kindness to turn around and do it for somebody else. And that doesn't always happen. And I feel like you come from a background where people didn't do their part. They didn't do their share. And here you are going the extra mile for others, for youth. That's the important part, for youth. Because you want a smoother ride and road for the youth in your family, in your life. 10 of Pentacles in the reverse. It's the 10 of Pentacles here. 2 of Swords. Yeah. A different road for them than what you experienced. You experienced maybe narcissistic behavior, people very self-absorbed, self-loathing. It's always about them. Maybe they blew the finances that they brought in instead of giving to the children. Maybe they gambled it away or spent it on themselves. That's the type of energy you come from, or your ancestors come from. And there'll be no more of that. You're putting an end to that. It's definitely a very strict blocking this for further generations. I think your foundation is beautiful, and I think the foundation you've helped others to create is beautiful. Even if they're 5 or they're 8 or they're 15, 18, what you're helping them build is beautiful. And it's so beautiful that it's even very apparent to you and to them, even at a young age. And here comes the star. Beautiful energy. Wishes granted. Wishes granted when maybe you had to deal with competitiveness and BS and things you had to walk away from, and just, incredible strength here to close things out and begin new, and be there for people in a way that no one was there for you. Knowing where your strengths lie, bringing people together. Doing this deliberately, yeah. Whereas others held back from you, they held back emotions, you don't do that. You recognize the pain there, how that goes nowhere, how that doesn't contribute. You're a contributor. You do the exact opposite here, so you can contribute and nurture and support. Yeah. And maybe you even come from, or of your ancestors being people that, the ones that you know about, maybe they didn't work and they just didn't do their part. They didn't show up and do their part for the children, for the youth. Yeah. Not to happen again. That's part of your manifestations, not to happen again. And also the pulling back emotionally, not to happen again. Adults being self-absorbed and not caring for children. That's the main reason you have children, is because they're in your care, is the energy that I feel is coming off of you, and what is fueling you for a lot of these actions, and your strength. What will not be and what will be. Yeah. What will be celebrated and what will be cut right out of this lineage moving forward. And that's part of the foundation that's so beautiful that you're building with this youth. Yeah, I just see people that are very self-absorbed and overly emotional, and, rather than being there for their kids, they're like too concerned about self. It would have done them some good, actually, to think less of self and be there for the children or be there for others. It would have actually helped them mentally with their burdens. But in some regards, they were just overcome by their burdens as well. Yeah, but you're going for it here with this new generation. You are going for it. And a lot of this comes to fruition because of your faith too. But also you're tough. And once you decide on something, it happens. You make it happen and you keep going at it until it happens. You don't just go away, you don't quit. So this is happening with the divine and with your sheer will. Yeah. Huge success. No child goes unnoticed, ignored. There's only support and love here. And the path, smoothing out the path, that is your truth. That is that's your legacy, or parts of it. And that's what you're doing for the youth in your family that you are very, very emotional about. Let's grab a charm here. Kind of an unusual read, Cappy, but beautiful one. And here you are. You're the elephant busting through barriers. That's Lord Ganesh energy if you connect with him. If you connect with that deity. Busting through barriers. Exactly. It's exactly what I was talking about. You get your mindset on something and there's never a no. You keep at it. You keep going at it. You don't accept the word no. You don't accept any action that's not full steam ahead on this idea will manifest. This idea will become reality. That's very Capricorn. Good on you. I hope this message has been helpful. Please do like this video, subscribe to the channel, comment below. I'd really appreciate it. It helps the channel to grow. And until next time, let's remember who we are and let's remember our self-worth. Good on you, Cappy.